Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning viewers. The Honorable Miss Lily Perpisa MPD and don't forget my lovely friends. Okay, in this occasion I want to explain about the summary of material from the academic writing and the my research in chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay, let's start it. Okay. First, review article. Review article is also part of the research activities. This is called Internet to Research. The purpose of the activities is to add a reading material on the latest information from the research that has been done by the expert. This is useful to supporting the writer's argument is the significant writing. So, the article that will be downloaded and the review is the article related to the context of the writing that's be determined properly. And the second, thesis statement. Thesis legal statement must be in the academic paper or academic writing. Without the thesis statement, the writing will not have a clear direction. The thesis statement considered one or two sentences containing the topic, claim, and the reason. The next, writing outline. The writing framework can be designed according to the text or at the understanding of each. Some people make the concept maps, some are like school, some make squints and even have the scribble on paper. So the outline layout does not have to be rigid, which the important to help develop idea. Based on the text idea will be agreed to into a writing framework or outline to the develop. The following is an example of the academic writing outline from a research proposal. And the next is a paraphrase. To develop idea is writing, we need to supporting by citing or adapt the related of our writing. However, that does not be matched. You can have the copy paste the writing as a have where your own writing. However, we must be upset the quotes and then writing is using our own the word or by using a new paraphrase without the changing its a meaning. This is called a paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is an attempt to avoid the paragraphism in the writing. The next material is writing the background of the problem. How to write the background of the problem? Formulating a statement thesis, many problems are still very unclear. For this is necessary from the search and the other thinking. Previous preliminary research is helpful for asking research questions or the thesis statement that will entirely lead the more relevant of the specific writing. Develop of the right or research question or thesis statement. Think about what you have the read, look the problems or simulate from the have the font and the by other and the formulate way on to attitude or opinion about the problem. Write your own position and the opinion as the anticipative statement. So the others many decade of the more detailed study as the point seek more search as the more relevant and the question or research method. Okay, the next material I want to explain about my research. The title is Student Reading Interest in Online Learning at SMA 9 Tebo. The chapter 1. Background of the problem. Reading interest has a great influence on reading habits because if students read without having high reading interest, the student will not read will hardly. If the student read on the own record or will, the student will read withoutly. If the students are considered to reading, this habit will be carried out continuously. In other than bench of the reading is a positive impact to the student. B. Identification of the problem. The student's low interest in reading causes the existing library in the calls the study the optimality the understand the student. Likewise, the public library in the edge of city district will be related by finding the by student, because the students do not have a high interest in reading. C. Formulation of the problem. Visit the background of the problem above the problem with the discussed in the research as how is the student reading interest at SMA and 9 Tebo. D. Hypothesis of the research. Research purpose in according to without formulation of the problem above this student study done with the aims of know and much great influence of student interest in reading on online learning at SMA 9 Tebo. A. Research objective. Theoretical goals. Theoretical, this research aims to record the knowledge, especially the field of the sense education above the student. Reading interests in during on online learning. B. Participant of the purpose for the student and the teacher, so that the student and the teacher can prove the approach reference material from the teacher to student, and the foster student interest in reading as will insure the teacher knowledge about the student. Reading interest in online learning. If definition of the K term. To clarify the term the use the study, several definitions are put forth. Reading interest. Reading is one of the activities in translating writing symbol into approach the sound where the teacher will assess the accuracy of the student reading. Because student reading interest decrease during online learning, so that students are less comfort in the reading in online learning. The next is online learning. Online learning is an educational system or concept that entails information technology in the teaching and the learning process. The next material is a chapter 2, review of related literature. First, theoretical review, and the second, review of related finding. Theoretical review. A. Reading interest. Reading interest is feeling that accompanies the cases of the special attention to reading. The student will read actively if they are interested in reading, because it can make them consider reading activity as habitual activity from them. Interest is very influenced from reading activeness. Because of reading for the equipment, if reading development even the student motivation reading. The next is reading technique. The reading activity sometimes because the hard problem the student. If the truth they have the because they there have the process of learning especially language in classroom. The students are impaired of reading because the sum of the reason. Some them a laziness, lack of interest, technique, the background of knowledge, habit, and so on. The teacher did not understand about that our students solving and the problem of the student make improve their skill of the reading technique. The last is the online learning. Online learning is an electronic beside the learning process. On-off media use the computer network with the development of computer. If the possible development, if the website from there is a internet. So on the development into wider learning that allows teaching material to default and the student using internet. The second is the review of related finding. A. Akhtar 2019. Reading. Suppose that reading is like an electronic device, the culture of the mind or reader, the software of knowledge is long-term habit. Intuitively, default the reading observe of the learners. So, reading interest is often measured report among the how much material in beginning rate. The next, according to Wilton, 2018, online learning facilitates revisor, better understanding and the clarification because of the permanence of discussion. Some respondents note the refreshing was important from responding to above repeating the something what already been said the correctly of the something a quote. The next is according to Rahayu and February 2015, online reading. The current report of the report research objective only very recently of the product of the research. The model of online reading assessment be launched of the Fakultas University. The Sikubang University, namely its faculties, have the student language culture. The study have the economics and business study, and the Faculty of Information. An English reading class was related of the faculty participants of the unit's online reading assessment project in Harvard worked. The next material is a conceptual framework. The conceptual framework present of explain the theory and explain why the research problem study exists. From the figure above you can conclude that are four learning skills, namely writing, speaking, reading, and listening. In this study, what discussed is reading interest which effect in online learning, because a person interest in reading also depends on the medium search online engagement. So reading interest is currently lacking in additional to online learning. Okay, the conclusion is that student reading interest in online learning has decreased due to the lack of the student reading interest. Okay, thank you for watching this video and sorry for mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.